By 2030, almost 80% of people had lost their jobs.
They had no money, no purpose, but they had a lot of time on their hands.
The less people actually did physical work, the more they wanted to appear as if they did.
What if we could use the energy of humans to power the machines that took away their jobs?
Energem solved our need for energy and your need for purpose.
A threat indeed it is. We have the strongest and most powerful by far military in the world, and we will easily prevail. We're already substantially ahead of our time projections, but whatever the time is, it's okay. Whatever it takes, we will always, and we have right from the beginning, we projected 4 to 5 weeks, but we have capability to go far longer than that. We'll do it. Whatever somebody said today, they said, oh, well, the president wants to do it really quickly. After that, he'll get bored. I don't get bored. There's nothing boring about this. Do you agree with that, Pete? I don't think there's anything, Mr. General. I think there's nothing boring about it. Somebody actually said from the media, I think he'll get bored after about a week or two. No, we don't get bored. I never get bored.
But America First is to kill people who wish us ill with a record of trying to destroy us in the region, to take them off the table. Celebrate today, please, my Democratic colleagues, that the most evil man on the planet is no more.
Combat operations continue at this time in full force, and they will continue until all of our objectives are achieved. We have very strong objectives. They could have done something 2 weeks ago, but they just couldn't get there. Earlier today, CENTCOM shared the news that 3 U.S. military service members have been killed in action. As one nation, we grieve for the true American patriots who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation, even as we continue the righteous mission for which they gave their lives. We pray for the full recovery of the wounded and send our immense love and eternal gratitude to the families of the fallen. And sadly, there will likely be more. Before it ends, that's the way it is. Likely be more, but we'll do everything possible where that won't be the case.
Hey guys, Carlos Cortez here with another episode of Scriptures in Wall Street. I hope you're doing well. Apologize for the background. I'm actually in Orlando, my condos. It's my son's birthday, and we're just celebrating him this weekend. Jacob, happy birthday. He is 8 years old. So we had a hockey tournament yesterday with him, and now today is his birthday, and we're spending time as a family, just enjoying each other. And I'm just kind of on the road, and I left my laptop, so I'm doing this on my iPhone, kind of makeshift, and really don't have much charts or all that, but I wanted to get some content out because there is a lot of information out there. If you haven't had a chance, definitely go to Scriptures in Wall Street on Rumble, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, and even Spotify. We'll be posted there live, and we have been syndicated all over the place. A lot of great feedback on just content. If you're new to the channel, if you're new to this podcast, it's basically simply truth, biblical scriptures, and financial matters, and a lot of it's mindset. When it comes to retirement, our mindset starts to shift. We start to change. And we talk about all this stuff. If you haven't had a chance, go to Yellow, Red, and Green Money, or The Color of Money, any of the podcast platforms, and you'll hear me talk about Yellow, Red, and Green Money, why it's so important for you, and why our clients, and myself included, and many people don't even have any stressful thoughts about what's going on, and they're just not worrying about the war on Iran. the inconsistencies of silver prices or even the 401ks because they have already done the work. We already have planned for major events. We don't fear the inoculation. We don't fear COVID. We don't fear Social Security traps or IRS. We don't fear these things. We simply plan for it. And my biggest takeaway is if you're not planning for it, then what are you doing? You should be fearful. You should maybe motivate you to do something. Again, it doesn't have to be with us. It could just be with whoever you trust, like and trust. We're just here as a resource and an educational source. I am a financial advisor. Everything on this podcast is not investment advice, but more so education, information purposes only. So do not take any stock trades that I'm talking about. Even though past performance is not indicative of future results, you can lose your money basically trading in general. And by the time you've watched this, who knows, the patterns have changed, the opportunities have changed. So that's why I always have to say, seek financial help, seek from a licensed fiduciary, a licensed financial advisor that has your best interests at heart. So I'm saying all that because I wanted to get something out. We had a lot of phone calls this week, and I hear the frustrations in people's voices. I hear the panic, the pain, and it's scary because you were taught your whole life to go and save into a bank. You were taught your whole life to get a job, to get a 4-year degree, to get married, to buy a home, white picket fence. You were taught all these things. And then next thing you know, when you retire 20, 30 years later, it's not what it seemed to be. Like, how is this even fair? How is it fair that I get to save my whole life into a 401k, get the match, have a Roth 401k, have a 401k, have a SEP IRA, traditional IRA, whatever it is. I've saved millions, let's just say, throughout, or maybe it's just $500,000 throughout your whole career. Whatever it is, guys, do not lose it. We are in a time frame that is so volatile, even myself can't even keep up with it. Even though I enjoy it, it is a lot. It is a lot. And here's the crazy part. When you're dealing with red money, for those of you that don't know what red money is going to be a lot of investments that you see on a day-to-day basis. Red money is going to be anything that goes up and down in value, such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, even precious metals, crypto, real estate, structured notes, bonds. And a lot of times the bonds are the most safest things that you could do. Even for my clients, we use a lot of treasury bonds because if America goes down, there's no plan B. There is no plan B financially. So interest rates go up and down. Those bond prices will fluctuate as well. Bonds go up in prices when the rates go down. But in 2022 and 2023, we saw that even our safe, conservative clients that are calling us, their advisor had them in treasuries or even just in high corporate grade bonds, and they lost their principal like you wouldn't believe. I'm talking 15, 20% returns. You're 90 years old. An advisor has you in bonds. That's totally fine. But not when interest rates come down. That's the problem. So if you're young, if you're 45 to 65, and maybe you are a son or daughter of mom's money, and their advisor, mom and dad's advisor, put them in treasuries and didn't do anything, or even just regular bonds, and they lost money, that's the reason why. Is because those interest rates went skyrocketing. And so when those interest rates go high, those bond prices go down. And we saw, obviously, high interest rates. A lot of us still have mortgages in the 7.5 range. A lot of us have card notes in 9, 10%, even with decent credit, maybe 7.5, 8. So a lot of these interest rates are killing Americans. More importantly, their wages have not gone up. The wages have not gone up. That's the kicker. And going into Whole Foods or going to Publix or whatever restaurant or grocery you go to, prices have just gone up. It can be offensive, some of these prices, right? So just like a filet is at Publix right now, for 2 little fillets I used to get all the time for me and my wife while the kids eat, they're like $72 a tray. It's just nuts. It's just nuts. Our wages are not going up and prices are going down. So it doesn't matter what our president says. It doesn't matter how good our economy is. The inflation is cooling off supposedly, but the prices are going through the roof still. So we got to get a handle on the prices. And I'm in Florida. I'm in one of my second homes. And even the mortgage on this one is pretty high. And I would have to say personally that these are all like rented out like Airbnb style. I would say personally the parking lots are getting emptier and emptier. Every time I come to my second home, it's just getting emptier and emptier. But the restaurants are still pretty packed. People are still spending. And it's confusing because what people are doing is they're taking out credit cards. They're taking out 401k withdrawals just to keep up with their lifestyle. Maybe their family was so, like I have a family of 6. I have to make money. I have to go to work. I have to like be productive because I have mouths to feed and I'm grateful for it. I have a business to run. I have payroll to do. I have podcasts to do. I have people to pay. What I will say is there is a lot of pressure right now to just maintain where you're at. Nothing splurging, nothing crazy, just to maintain the cost of living. It's up over 28%. You look at food and gas and petroleum, and then Social Security coming in. Social Security does not calculate food and petroleum when you are applying for Social Security. Many of you have asked me, when's a good time to take Social Security? If you do not know, then all you got to do is just contact us. We have Social Security optimization reports. We can do the math for you. If you're a current client of ours, then there's no charge to that. Obviously, I can't give financial advice to the whole public. So you're going to have to give us a call, engage us, and we can do some planning for you. But there is over 66 ways you could take Social Security. And what's interesting is as we talk about Social Security, the war of Iran's going. We have UBI that is now coming back up. Andrew Yang 2.0. We have a lot of distractions happening right now. No one's talking about commercial real estate in the banks because, it's perfect. It's perfect. Everything is sound and beautiful. Meanwhile, go ahead right now, stop this video, go to Google and type in, do I own the money in my bank account? Go ahead and stop the video, stop the podcast and come right back. Or go whatever internet search you use and say, do I own the money in my 401k? Do I own the money in my checking account? And you'll be shocked on what you read.
If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify. So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership, is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to GetMeLeanUSA.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable, and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out.
And let me just save you some time. No, you don't. You don't own the 401k. You don't own the money in your bank account. You've technically relinquished that money to the bank. And the only thing you have is beneficiary rights. You have the beneficiary right of withdrawing money if they have it, as if you're a beneficiary. So if you pass away and you're a beneficiary on account, hypothetically speaking, if the paying institution has ability to pay you, even though you're a beneficiary, they're not going to pay you if they don't have the money. Meanwhile, we have all of America thinking they're doing something smart and stacking silver and stacking silver and stacking gold and stacking. Never, ever, ever, ever have any plans to sell it. But mom and dad said we need to start stacking silver and precious metals because that's the way to do it, Johnny. Oh, and by the way, you got to match your 401k because that's the way you do it, Johnny. Is that true? What about the mutual funds at Edward Jones, supposedly? You buy and you buy and you buy dollar cost average because this is what Edward Jones taught me. This is what UBS taught me. This is what Fidelity and Vanguard taught me. But they didn't teach you that this is red money. They didn't teach you that saving into these IRAs and 401ks creates some form of financial drawback, some portfolio drag when it comes to taxation. You see wealthy people who I deal with all the time, their number one problem is not running out of money. Their number one problem, and notice I said problem and not concern. Their number one problem literally is taxation. And you might think, I may not have enough money for taxation, but this is a huge problem. What good is it if you have $5 million in IRA money or 401k money and it's only worth 2.5? Because I promise you, after taxation, and you don't do some type of IRA conversion or Roth conversion, even Roth conversions can be bad. And I'll explain that in a minute. But having a tax-free way to convert these IRAs and 401ks into a tax-free bucket with green money is going to be the financial ivermectin you're going to want. What I mean is, when you retire with all this money in the 401k or IRA, even simple IRAs or SEP IRAs, when you retire all this money in this bucket of money, guys, I'm telling you, it's just, they control how much taxation they're going to tax you. They control the welfare program known as Social Security they're going to give you. They tell you how to take it, or not how to take it. They tell you when to take it. They put speed bumps and traps and stop signs all over the place. You have to navigate through it. And if you don't do it right, when you pull your money out and you're 65 years young, because you retired at your job at 65, because you did your 30 years. But the IRS says, no, your retirement age is 67. So that whole year, you want to keep your lifestyle, by the way. You want to keep your lifestyle, buy the eggs, bacon, and wake up and have all these auto subscriptions and go to restaurants and, live a normal life, a nice life, because you built a nice lifestyle for yourself. But you do that your first year of being retired, and you take Social Security, and you just found out what earnings test means. And you're like, well, I got my own IRA. Like, it's already been taxed. It's deferred. It's fine. You pull 60 grand out of your IRA, and because you're over 59 and a half. And next thing you know, you get a bill, not a taxation bill, but a penalty bill, saying that you owe 50% on all the money you withdrawn from your IRAs because you took the financial inoculation, you took Social Security, and now your money is literally penalized. I didn't even say taxation yet. All because you listened to little Susie at the coffee pot on lunch break saying, I'm a work and retire too. I'm a work and collect as well. And she wasn't 67 or full retirement age, which the government determines when your full retirement age is. Guys, I'm telling you, this is where the trap happens. There's over $42 trillion in qualified plans. You don't think the government understands how they're going to fund the war fund Ukraine, the war on Iran, fund Taiwan, and fund Israel, and COVID bills and all these bills. I don't know if you guys realize how much money we spent on COVID. It was billions and billions and billions of dollars. Our children's are going to basically go to college with negative checking accounts right off the bat. We are setting them up for a massive failure from a debt that we can't even pay, my generation, let alone Y generation can even pay alone. If you're 40 years old, don't even count on Social Security. If you're in your 40s, don't even count on Social Securities. If you're in your 50s, God, I hope that you're not taking the Elon Musk approach and saying, you don't need to retire. You don't need to save for retirement. How deadly is that? So all I'm saying is that we're in this war. We have distractions beyond belief. Prices going through high. We don't even know. I'm talking to industry professionals. They don't even understand if the interest rates are going up or down. They just can't even keep up with it. And they asked me because I'm pretty good at calling interest rates. And I said they're probably going to stay stagnant again. I think they're going to show up late to the party like they always done. And then they put themselves in a pickle. They're going to use we're going to wait another, 90 days, another quarter to see more data. It's always more data. And we don't even know where the data is coming from. Meanwhile, the banks are cleaning house. They're getting ready for bank bail-ins. They're just like this. Oh, yeah. Mr. John and Sally, they got $4 billion in CDs, and we're going to be okay. because you don't even own the money in the CDs anymore. You don't. Look it up. This is not conspiracy theory, guys. I am a licensed financial advisor. And I'm telling you, the banking index is not as safe as it used to be. Not with all this legal bank bail-in terms. Not with the Dodd-Frank Act. It is time to get principal protection. It is time to have the ability to have dollar for dollar in cash reserves, utilizing fixed income products, utilizing products that are outside securities laws, that are actually contractually guaranteed, that you have a contract saying my money is protected regardless of what the stock market does, regardless of the banking institution. Yes, the claims are backed by the strengths of the insurance company, but the insurance companies are the ones that have the biggest, highest, tallest buildings in every metropolitan city in America. And I'm not here to sell you on insurance. I'm just saying the fact of the matter is that you need protection. You need protection going into this UBI, track, trace, and control agenda. We don't even know who we're at war with. Half America thinks that going to a war in Iran is for the benefit of America. The other half thinks that is a terrible idea all around. And only 1% believes that we're fighting Israel's war and that maybe there's something there. Maybe we're fighting something that really is all because of blackmail. When you have Erica Kirk basically looking weird during the speech, the State of Union speech, not crying over her husband, acting, selling merch, something doesn't sound right. And not to get into conspiracy theory, because I'm the financial guy, but I want to point out the obvious. The obvious is, for anyone that has shot an animal or hunting or shot guns in general, I'm in the South, we like guns. A 30-06 does not leave a hole in any animal, let alone an object. It annihilates it. It literally just destroys everything in its path. It doesn't matter who killed Charlie Kirk. Even if we did the Scooby-Doo and took the mask off, what good does that do for God's kingdom? So what if it was the Masons, the Mormons, the Jews? So what if it was your next door neighbor? Is it really going to change your financial retirement? Is it going to change your financial mindset? Is it going to change your family? Does the president dictate if you pay your mortgage or not? Does the president dictate if you're going to retire or not? That's what I'm getting at. We need to stop focusing on these distractions and actually get to work. Because you are responsible for your retirement. You are responsible for your own happiness. You are responsible for your own health. You are responsible for your relationship with God. You are responsible to show up as a man or as a woman for your family. And all of these headlines, it just makes you busy. And for me, being busy has been the biggest sin in my life. Being busy has been the biggest sin in my life. Just not even being able to stop, smell the roses, and appreciate all God's blessings. Like, we get so busy. Even for myself, I help worship lead at my church. My kids play hockey. My girls skate. My wife has stuff. I have stuff. I play hockey. I have a podcast. I have over 1,000 clients. Interviews everywhere, podcasts. Portfolio reviews. Hiring, firing business receptionists or business personnel in my companies. It's a lot. And Satan wants us to be so busy, we don't even have time for God. We don't even have time for anybody. We don't even have time for our spouse. We don't have time for our children. We don't even have time for nothing. And so that resentment kicks in, and your children grow up saying, my dad wasn't really there for me. He was home, but he didn't go to my games. He didn't take me out to ball games. He didn't buy me stuff. He really didn't protect me when I fell off my bike. He didn't do anything for me. And having that ability to actually do something versus not do something, this affects a child like you wouldn't believe. So going on this rabbit hole of continuing to find out who did this and, who killed Charlie Kirk, and it is unbiblical. It goes against God's word because he tells us not to worry. There is no peace in that. There is no peace in finding out all this information and the restlessness that comes with it. There is no peace with that. You see, I want to be a hope dealer, a peace dealer. I want to bring peace into one element of your life you probably never knew existed. And that is safe money. That is green money. That is ability to align your heart with your relationship with God and your retirement. Having the ability to be peace, to be with your grandchildren or your children or your family and show up as a man of God, a woman of God, financially responsible, having the ability to just show up and be a giver instead of a taker.
If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify.
God has blessed many of you watching this with retirement. Whether that's $100,000 or $100 million or a few $1 million, whatever it is your responsibility to play your cards right, not put it in the dirt, in the sand, and hope that it'll be back. You will not collect interest. And for many of you, you thought that was precious metals. And yes, precious metals, I own a decent amount. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of silver and gold. I trade it on paper. I love to trade. I lose a lot because I'm risky as heck, but I do make money trading personally. I don't do this with clients. I'm just saying, like, I'm in it. Like, I understand. But guys, the whole thing is, what I really want to emphasize is that your silver and your gold, that is not retirement. It is going up because the dollar's going down, and it will continue to go up. But you will be manipulated, just like you're being manipulated in the FDIC banks, just like you're being manipulated in a 401k. There is no guarantees. You see, my wealthy clients, they want contractual agreements saying my money is guaranteed, safe, and backed up with an institution that's been around since the Great Depression, let alone been around since you and I combined longer than us. That's the stewardship that we bring to the table. That's the ability to have principal protection. And as a former stockbroker working in red money banks, I've tried so much. You know, I did the whole FINRA licensing thing. I was a Series 7 broker, and I loved it. To me, it was more important than my 4-year degree. And I remember working with all these broker dealers and all these, real estate investment trusts that they wanted us to write up, and mutual funds and UITs, all red money products. And I got a great understanding of how all that stuff works. And I truly, truly enjoy all of it. And I would actually go back and be a broker and get my Series 7 again, had it not been for the muzzle the regulators try to put on you. The broker dealers, it's all basically like rules and regulations. I like to speak on camera. I like to say things that are on my heart, my mind, and I wouldn't be able to do that. So I had to let my broker's license go and only become a fiduciary. So what I will say is that, unfortunately, a lot of people, they will miss the down crash. They will miss the 01. They'll miss the 08 because everything is going up. Everything. What's crazy is that if you saw my last podcast, there's only 6 or 7 stocks that are running the whole financial gamut, all the financial markets. It's the Magnificent Seven. And when NVIDIA went down this week, we start to see the markets go down. Why is it that NVIDIA had a bad week and the whole stock market went down, even Bitcoin? Like, what is up with that? It's because it's highly, highly correlated. The main thing is that these stocks, these particular ETFs and the Magnificent Seven control and have such a huge correlation on a heat matrix. If you're Morningstar, all the financial indices, the correlation on all of these stocks have a huge overlap in the S&P, the NASDAQ composite, the NASDAQ 100, even Bitcoin. Like, Bitcoin is a part of big tech. Like, it is correlated. What I'm telling you is that we don't need to deal with this stuff. And many of you have been fearful. You're with the Schwab brokers and Schwab advisors, or UBS, Fidelity. And, you may have an independent financial advisor, good on you, but they don't believe like what you believe in. They don't understand what you understand. And they may be great people. I wholeheartedly believe that most of your advisors are great people, hardworking Americans. But if they don't align with you and you can't have a candid conversation like this with them, then what are they doing managing your retirement? Knowing that they discretionary, and they have the right to have discretion to invest your assets in your best interest, like we do here. But what are they doing investing things that you don't even agree in? Because at the end of the day, you own the stuff. You own everything that you buy. You bring on that mission statement. So there are so many solutions for everybody. All you have to do is give us a call. We want to help you. Whether you want to protect your principal, whether you want to grow your assets, whether you're trying to retire, whether you're doing all these things, give us a call. We want to help you and have the ability to grow your assets, protect it, and generate an income while you are being retired or you're trying to retire. There's only one shot at retirement, guys. And it's too late in the game to have mess ups. It's too late in the game to have all your assets in red money, where stocks, bonds, mutual funds, which generally is 401k and IRAs. And we get the call, should I buy silver? I'm 65 years old. Should I buy silver? Maybe you call Cornerstone and the number is right there. Call Cornerstone and inquire about it. How much risk am I taking? And what you'll know is that there is no guarantees on your principal. As much as I love Cornerstone and precious metals, there's no guarantees on your principal, and you want guarantees, especially the older you are. You just need to have guarantees. And for those of you that have silver, good on you. I think we're going to go on another bull run. If you see this chart here, I've got a buy signal. I'm pretty sure we're going to see 100 this week, but we're probably also going to see 250 by late summer, early summer. And we'll definitely see 300 between now or Q1 of 2027. So it is going to grow. I promise you that. Because of the uncensored AI, I just don't know how high it'll go. But do know that the banks don't have silver, and they'll keep on doing naked puts. They'll keep on dragging the price down and suppressing it. But it's important to look at the physical and gold-silver ratio. And when it's around that 40 or 50 mark, that's a good time to buy. If it gets down to even lower, it's too expensive. So you want it to be around 60 to 80, then that would be a little bit too much to buy. But just keep in mind with silver and gold ratio, because the prices are going to go through the roof if you're looking to it. And more importantly, again, not investment advice. This is just education purposes only. More importantly, that this is red money. It's volatile. I wouldn't put money in precious metals that you're not okay with 40 to 50% drawdowns. Just like crypto, everybody calls me, hey, should I buy J-Proof? Should I buy Bitcoin? Should I buy Solana? Should I buy, Avalanche? You can buy whatever you want. It's just at risk. Are you okay? Crypto is even worse. It's like 70% drawdowns. And if you're buying meme coins, it's even worse. It's like 80, 90% drawdowns. There was no liquidity. Like, how are you going to sell out of it? You hope that there's another seller or buyer on the other end to fill in your order. It's not safe. It's all red money. It's all red money. And so as you get older, you want more protections. You want more guarantees. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with growing your asset and living off of an income that I can pull for the rest of your life. Some of you would like an insurance on your income, and there's income riders we can purchase with insurance contracts. Some of you like growth with guarantees, meaning the growth is not guaranteed, but the principal is, and the interest that you do make becomes a guarantee on your floor, on your new principal. So everybody's different. Some of you just want growth and just pull off the interest, and that your initial premium is guaranteed. That is green money as well. We got a new product right now. It's pretty cool. It's a 5-year, 8% bonus. Basically, you get 8% signing up, and it's only a 5-year deal. You can have access to 10%. It's an A-rated carrier that guarantees your principal. Now, the growth is not going to be as much as our option 3 or option 4, but it is a 5-year deal, and you should average 4 to 8% annually. It's based off the S&P 500. They cap you. Typically, they'll cap you up to 5.5 in a 5-year product. But yeah, check it out. No fees, no risk, dollar for dollar cash reserves, pretty much available in all states other than California and New York. And it will be on option 1 as soon as you see this video. So option 1 has changed. I'm glad, because not a lot of people bought option 1. There's really no point when you have option 4 or 3. My favorite is option 3. Option 3 is a high growth product. We get a good percentage of the NASDAQ, a good percentage of the S&P, no fee, and your money should double within 4 to 6 years. Also, the most beautiful thing about option 3 is that there's no bonus recapture, because if a company gives you a bonus, they're going to want it back if you cancel it. So if you cancel your money or you surrender your account by the end of year 5, typically a surrender charge will be around 5%. And if your money has doubled from 100 to 200,000, do you really think you care about a $5,000 loss? So you walk away at 195, supposedly, hypothetically speaking. So versus a bonus product, they're going to recoup half of the bonus they gave you, and you also still pay that 5% surrender charge. So it really depends on the client. It really depends. I'm just here to offer options, because anything is better than leaving your money in silver and then letting the Luciferians dictate and the market dictate your retirement. Or even worse, leaving it in the bank and letting FDIC dictate, do you even own the money that you deposited? That's a scary conversation, guys. I don't want you to ever go through that. To have the ability to have contractual agreements on your money is such a huge thing.
If you currently have money in the bank, a 401k, or even precious metals in an IRA, you may want to listen up. You're going to want to have a place where you have a guarantee on your funds. As we go into a lower interest rate environment, banks will be stressed out when the commercial real estate crisis happens. Right now, you can get a guarantee, yes, a guarantee on your principal, and get a bonus. If you're younger than 65 years of age, we can utilize an insurance-based contract that has been around for over 100 years. We want to help you find a guarantee on your funds that are actually outside of banking laws, outside of securities laws. And guess what? You get a guarantee on your funds. You get a guarantee on your principal. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com, fill out your information, and let's just see if you qualify.
So with that being said, guys, I need to go take my little Jacob out. Here's some cool videos of us at a game and Jacob playing. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you. You guys have called me and some heartfelt messages, and you said you look forward to these videos. Thank you so much. I get emotional about it because a lot of times, like days like this where I leave my laptop or I don't feel like podcasting or I don't do anything, I'm like, man, I'm not even good enough. You know, all these like negative thoughts come in and like, man, I don't want to do this. Like I feel lazy, I'm tired. But you guys call me and you lift me up, and I just, like I've heard, I told a client this week, I heard God tell me one day, it was last year, I did not want a podcast. I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to do nothing. So the old lazy guy came out of me and he said, what I have to tell you is not for you, it's for someone else. So get your butt on that camera. Just like that. It was just like that. Like it was a Holy Spirit led inspiration. And I just put my tail between my legs and went to town and just started opening charts and started quoting as much scripture as I could. And next thing you know, I get a phone call saying that it was a blessing to somebody. And that phone call happened last week again. And it's happening every week. And so thank you for all of our listeners. You guys are just amazing. So I humbly, I'm humbled that you guys even watch. As you guys know, I'm not into like being a big famous YouTuber or podcaster or anything like that. Like I just share my heart. I share my knowledge in the markets. I share, you know, what I'm going through personally, personal development, share stuff with my family just to be authentic. And honestly, I could care less about people's feelings. I'm here to protect your money and what God has called me to do. That's just it. And I love all you all. I mean, you guys are just, all of you are just amazing. But yes, let me say my website's here. So for those of you that are interested in having a conversation, go to cortezwm.com. We can help you with your retirement, what any questions you have. just give us a call. I probably will be asking for statements so I can give you proper advice. And then the second thing is if you would like to learn more, just maybe you just want to protect your money and that's it. You don't want to have a conversation. You want to learn more about it. Go to greenmoneysolutions.com and just look at the options there. These are all insurance-based contracts. There's no securities here. They're not available in every state. So go to greenmoneysolutions.com. Also, you can go to America First Retirement Plan and download our guide to learn about yellow, red, and green money if you haven't had a chance to go there. And also check out Get Me Lean USA for those of you that are interested in losing weight, thinking clearly, having better rest, and building some muscle. Go to getmeleanusa.com. Great American company with awesome peptides. Very safe and effective, obviously, plant-based and animal-based. But yeah, go to Get Me Lean USA, get you a package. You can cancel anytime. It's subscription-based, and they're here in America. They're not in China. So go to getmeleanusa.com. And also, if you haven't had a chance to drink some of the most amazing water in the world, go to americafirstwater.com. americafirstwater.com gets you an amazing medicinal machine that filters your water because it is medicinal. It takes all the fluorinated garbage out of your tap water locally that the government uses to demasculate us and kill us and poison us, in my opinion. But go to americafirstwater.com. Tim does a great job with the newsletters. At least at a minimum, just check out the newsletters because the things that he sends about the plants, growing your plants, and the lesions on your skin, and the diabetes, and the blood pressure, and the knees, the testimonials are just overloading and so awesome. americafirstwater.com. I know I threw a lot of websites at you, but if you are old school and you don't like the internet and you just want to have a conversation, give us a call, 813-448-3446. Again, 813-448-3446. I'm here to help you. We run a busy shop, so if you book an appointment, please be sure to be there uninterrupted and ready to have a conversation because we probably won't call you back because we're just that busy. And we don't chase anybody. So anyways, long story short, guys, I love y'all. God bless. I'm going to go hang out with my little guy, and we'll talk soon. God bless.
So how many times have we gotten lost in the minutia of the everyday life? We've gotten fat, we've gotten lazy, we've gotten complacent, not just in our faith, but also our fitness, maybe our finances, maybe our marriage, maybe our family. But we've gotten complacent, and we constantly need to continue to grow. And one of the things I was weak at was in my fitness. As a former athlete, I thought I had it all. My ego got in the way. I'm like, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Up until now, I have been able to focus on my fitness. For those of you who've been following me for 3 or 4 years, you understand that I've gained a lot of weight. I've used the excuse of having 4 kids, a marriage, a business, helping out at church, all these excuses. And I keep putting myself in the back burner. This is deadly. And what I love about this company, what I love about taking ownership is that GetMeLeanUSA.com has the ability to introduce natural groundbreaking peptides. What your body demands, what your body needs to release those fat stored cells, to build muscle, to gain your physical being back to where it's naturally supposed to be. We're not talking about big pharma saying we're going to come out with the weight loss drug. We're not talking about losing muscle. We're talking about gaining muscle, gaining your physique back, controlling your appetite, giving you the edge that you need to help you get your body back in check the way God intended it to be, by using his resources with America First products, with America First company that aligns and believes in what you believe in. Introducing GetMeLeanUSA.com. Get in. This is going to be groundbreaking, huge business opportunity, as well as a huge groundbreaking technology that is going to change the landscape. So I know good things before I see it, and I highly recommend you get in. All you got to do is click the link below and get you some fit, get you some lean, and get fit and get lean. This is not going to do everything. Of course, diet and exercise, you continue your walking, continue your protein intake, but man, does it make it a whole lot easier to get in shape. Look at me, I've lost 60 pounds, but this is actually fundamentally a great recipe to get back in shape. And I can personally attest to the amazing effects of this product. So go to getmeleanusa.com. You won't regret it. You can cancel anytime. They're affordable and yet they're effective. And you are supporting our show. You're supporting yourself. You're supporting a mission. There is an affiliate program attached to it if you would want to share it with your friends and family. There's a whole nother opportunity there. But more importantly, let's get your fitness back in check. God bless you. Carlos Cortez here, signing out.